Hey guys, it's your boy Dark Raku here with what if Issei had anti magic demon, but yeah. Part 3. Now, yeah, this is part 3, right? Yeah, part 2 was last time. Yeah. So this is part 3 of this what if. So yeah, of course well, let me begin into part 3. Let me shut the fuck up, but yeah. I also might have to go on to some old what ifs I haven't actually finished because either they're like 1 month old, but yeah. But I also have to do a recap, but don't worry about that. No. Let me just go into the whatever, yeah. But we go into mostly Issei going to the school the next day. Of course, Issei was not really sleep. Well, he was kind of, but not really sleep deprived that much. Just because Aika kind of did tell him to, well, wake up much, well, mostly go to sleep earlier, but yeah. When they were playing video games for only 1 hour. Even though he didn't get off after, well, she got off, but yeah. This is where, well, they were basically just playing GTA 6, but yeah. But, of course, we go into Issei going to school. Now, of course, where, well, when Issei shows up to school, there's someone already standing there. Mostly a kind of blondish hair girl with dullish blue eyes. She's just waiting for someone. Of course, it wasn't really Issei, but of course someone else. And this is where, well, Issei's like, oh, hey, Junko. This is where, well, he just waves at her. And this is where Junko blushes and says, Issei. This is where, well, she wasn't really expecting Issei. And, of course, getting the memory of what she did kind of yesterday kind of made her kind of embarrassed and blush a little bit. But, yeah. This is where Issei said, are you okay? This is where, well, Junko said, yeah, I'm fine. This is where, well, Issei said, huh, then who are you waiting for? This is where, well, Junko says, oh, I'm just waiting for Aika. I want to know if she's going to come. This is where, well, they kind of hear, what's it called, well, mostly, they hear someone kind of yelling and, of course, screaming at someone. But, of course, this is where, well, both Junko and Issei, instead of going to school, they kind of rush towards what is happening. And it's mostly Aika kind of getting attacked and almost molested by some, like, 5 dudes. This is where, well, they kind of said, oh, come here, brownish hair girl. Don't worry. We're going to show you a good time. Before he even gets to even finish that sentence, he gets clocked in the face so hard that he's right now pushed. And yeah, he was pushed onto, well, 2 other people. This is where, well, the 2 others tried to grab Aika, but this is where, well, they mostly got pepper sprayed and, of course, thrown something at one of them also. And, of course, where, well, the 2 of them right now was trying to scramble up, but, of course, then gets kicked in the stomach so hard that it kind of broke some ribs. This is where the other guy who was pepper sprayed was, like, trying to get up. Of course, not seeing anything before him. The only thing he sees next is black. But, yeah, he was knocked the fuck out by Issei. Issei said, Aika, are you okay? This is where Aika looks at Issei, and of course Junko, and of course this is where, well, Aika was crying a little bit, and this is where, well, she says, I'm fine. You didn't need it to. This is where, well, Junko hugs her and says, it's fine. No one's going to hurt you anymore. This is where, well, both, well, mostly the guys that kind of got hit by their kind of friend in the beginning, mostly pushed upon them, kind of got up and says, you little brat. You dare kind of stop us from having fun? That's it, you're dead. This is where they pull out 2 knives. And this is where, well, Aika and Junko widen their eyes. And this is where, well, he says, then bring it on, you bastards. This is where, well, Issei's eyes almost just went, well, his eyes kind of went crimson red slick for a while. This is where, well, he was already pissed off and annoyed. This is where he wanted to use the anti-magic. But of course he couldn't. Of course, this is where his hand was kind of glowing this red a little bit from mostly it was the bandage of mostly the left hand. And of course, where, well, he was ready to murder these motherfuckers. Hurting one of his best friends, or mostly, not best friend, mostly hurting a friend that he actually came to kind of be friends with, mostly Aika. And of course, hurting her was kind of making him really fucking angry and annoyed. This is where, well, the 2 guys kind of get scared, but of course they rush at Issei. This is where Issei grabs one of them from the arm, flips him, and of course when the other guy tries to stab on Issei, Issei decides to just grab his hand. Of course, grabbing that guy's hand, right now twisting the guy's hand, and of course making the guy let go of the knife. But of course the guy that was flipped over got his head right now stomped by Issei's left leg. And of course, this is where the guy who right now dropped the knife was actually being pushed down to his knees by Issei in his joint. And of course, this is where Issei did kind of kick the what's called legs, well, off of this person, or not off of him, mostly like kicked him, well, kicked him in, so making him kind of fall down. And of course, when he fell down, he then gets his head kind of stomped by Issei. This is where Issei didn't show any mercy. It's actually something that pisses him off a lot to see a female try to get, well, molested by some creepy ass dudes. This is where, well, from his kind of mostly POV, these people kind of look to be in their 20s at least, or even much in there. But yeah, but this is where, well, Aika says, Issei, stop. This is where, well, she tries to tell Issei to stop. This is where Issei would have stopped, but this is where, well, he saw the guy was trying to move up because he looked like he didn't go down. And Issei said, you didn't die. It seems that's such an improvement. This is where Issei wanted to punch this guy in the face. Of course, where, well, he was about to send his punch, like, down to the ground. But of course, where, well, Aika and Junko managed to stop him. This is where, well, they said, Issei, stop. This is where his eye kind of goes back to normal. But of course, went into a blue color. Mostly doling out the kind of lenses. Mostly the eye lenses. But yeah. This is where, well, Issei said, huh? Do you say something? This is where, well, they kind of noticed Issei's eye, but they didn't really question it. This is where they're just telling him to stop it. This is where, well, Issei said, sorry about that. This is where, well, Issei kind of, well, said, then let's go. This is where, well, they nodded. And of course, they see the 5 dudes trying to get up, but of course, all of them are still really hurt. But yeah, this is where, well, Aika is shaken up, but of course, more shaken up to seeing Issei right now trying to murder someone. Really was ready to punch him in the head and like make them go into a blackout coma. This is where, well, they kind of managed to stop him, but yeah. This is where, well, we go into Issei getting to school. But of course, Issei went to the bathroom just to check on something. And of course, this is where the worst thing actually came to possibility. His eyes. They are, well, one right eye is brown, chocolatey brown. His other is blue. This is where, well, he kind of just grit his teeth and think, damn it. No, this is bad. This is where, well, someone comes into the bathroom, and of course, it's none other than Sanji. And Sanji says, what are you doing? This is where, well, Issei kind of covers his eyes and says, oh, nothing. This is where, well, Issei kind of goes into the bathroom stall, just mostly into the toilet stall, and right now changes out his eye lenses and kind of got, what's called another one. That's where he puts on it. Of course, he waits until, from using his key sensor, he's waiting for, what's it called? Well, Sanji to go. Of course, Sanji opens the door and leaves, but yeah, of course, he sees his key kind of go away. This is where he goes to the, well, mirror to kind of see if the eye lens is kind of perfect. This is where it goes back to brown, but yeah. He sighs and says, God, I can't really keep doing this. I really spend way too much money. This is where, well, someone in his set says, then why don't you just show everyone your true identity? You look so much better if you just show your well, mostly ashy blonde hair. That's kind of grayish white a little bit, but yeah. This is where, well, and also your kind of bluish eye, your left blue eye, and your left, well, mostly right green eye. Why don't you just show them your eyes? It would have been much better, don't you think? This is where, well, Issei says, no, it won't. It actually would have made me the worst target for any dude. And I don't want to be a target for Aika or Junko's sake. But aren't you already a target by the girls who kind of sleep with you in the, well, roof? This is where, well, Libby kind of questions. This is where Issei said, well, yes, I guess. This is where, well, Drake chuckles, and this is where, well, the kind of red gauntlet, well, mostly the, red, Heavenly Dragon, he chuckles and says, you know, you could have at least taken those girls. You could have really let them be with you. This is where, well, he says, shut up, Dragon. I don't need you to kind of get in my life and literally try to tell me to freaking make them mine. Aww. Okay, fine. This is where, well, Issei goes back to just kind of talking to Libby. And Libby says, still, you're a descendant of Asta, and yet you don't want to kind of show off yourself, your true self. It's fine. I'll just figure out what to do next. I I'll change when I become a third year, okay? For now, I'm just going to have to wait like this. I don't really want to show anyone off my ashy blonde hair. Or mostly my ashlet or whatever, blonde hair, okay? And I definitely don't want to show them my eyes. Whatever, Levy says. But still, good luck with that then. Kiki. But yeah. This is where we go into Issei getting to class. And of course, the where, well, Junko and mostly Aika kind of waves him over just to, what's it called, Aika's desk. And of course, the where, well, or mostly his desk. And of course, that's where they're just talking about video games. But yeah. Of course, the where Junko kind of asks him if he still plays, what's it called, Animal Crossing. And of course, the where Aika is just right now talking about how they can do the next mission of GTA 6. But yeah. Because the where, well, both, what's it called, Murahama and Matsui are kind of just glaring at Issei for having such a beautiful girl next to him, talking about what's it called, Animal Crossing, which some of the girls try to talk towards Junko, but Junko seems to not be interested in their just topic of just talking about girly stuff or any guy that she likes, because she likes Issei, but of course she won't admit that out loud because she still is a girl. But of course she doesn't really care about talking about guys in general. This is where, well, she kind of just likes talking about video games, yeah. This is where, well, Aika's the same, but yeah. This is where, well, talking to a gamer guy who is Issei is kind of interesting, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei kind of says in how the mission might go, and of course, this is where which what's it called, cars they should get and other stuff. And this is where Junko is thinking to also get GTA 6, just so she can talk to what's it called, Issei and Aika much better in the game. But yeah, or just in general. But yeah, this is where, well, she is thinking to just get it later. But yeah, this is where, well, she doesn't really know the franchise of just Grand Theft Auto at all. So of course, this is where, well, she doesn't really understand that many reference of back, mostly old back reference from mostly Issei and Aika kind of talking. Issei said, damn, if we do get kind of, well, mostly Issei's, if the cops chase after us, we just park into a driveway and just order food. I'll get the number 9, I get 4, you get the point. He's basically making a reference towards Big Smoke about how he'd be getting food, like lots of fucking food in that one mission. But yeah, this is where, well, I could chuckles and says, you know, well, true, but do you think the cops will even let us do something like that? I don't know, but I wish there was actually an Easter egg for that. This is where Aika says, yeah, I guess so. This is where, well, Junko is saddened because she doesn't know much reference, and she just really wants to get close to Issei. So of course, this is where, well, she's just listening in. But yeah, this is where, well, we go into mostly the hour finally being over, but of course Issei kind of being called upon by Sanji to go to the, old school building. Issei straight up ignores him, and just where Issei just gets towards his next class, which his next class is ceramics, and of course is where he meets up with a kind of whitish hair girl. Of course, this girl was also in his first hour class, but of course, where, well, the girl is named Noelle Sylvia, and this is where, well, she won her eyes after seeing that they are basically paired up together to kind of do a clay project. But yeah, now of course Junko or Aika are basically on different classes. But yeah, this is where, well, Noelle is blushing madly around, well, Issei. Issei does kind of ask her to kind of give him clay, and mostly he would just do the project by himself. But yeah, this is where, well, Noelle is kind of being a tsundere and most of the time, and of course making, well, Issei quite annoyed with her kind of tsundere personality. But of course, where, well, he just takes it easy on her. But yeah, he doesn't really know why she's a tsundere, but whatever. Mostly she's a tsundere to everyone, so fuck it. It could be just a mental just disability he just thinks in his head. But yeah, but of course, well, Issei kind of does the sculpture, and of course pretty much the sculpture is just, what's it called, a giant western dragon, basically Great Red. But yeah, or not Great Red, mostly the red dragon that he has in his gauntlet. But yeah, this is where, well, this is where Drake says, "Aw, you made me!" This is where Issei says, now to color it blue. This is where, well, Drake says, hey, what the fuck? Hey, brat! What do you mean, make it blue? Don't you mean make it red? This is where Issei kind of ignores him, but yeah. Levy is chuckling. He's saying, ha! Suck on that, you weakling. This is where, well, red, mostly not red, mostly Drake says, shut the hell up, you damn demon. Make me think, you bastard. This is where they're fighting, but yeah. But we go into mostly, well, Issei kind of asking, well, Noelle what she wanted to make the colors, or what kind of color she would paint it. This is where, well, Noelle says, I will color it then. This is where, well, she kind of starts putting glazes, but she didn't know which glazes to put. So, of course, she didn't want to mess it up because it was mostly Issei's kind of project, and he worked hard. And, of course, Issei noticed what she was kind of looking at the, well, glazes and taking a while. Now, Issei was kind of hearing music, so the song he was hearing right now was, so it was called, Lose My Life, Lose My Life by, Paper Cut, Massacre. So, of course, he was hearing that, and this is where, well, Noelle is right now trying to figure out what to do, and of course, where, well, Issei gets up from his chair just to kind of go help her, but yeah. This is where, well, he gets up, kind of puts his earbuds kind of down, and kind of next to her, and this is where, well, she was kind of confused, and Issei, but Issei kind of just, like, sits next to her, but of course, where, well, he started talking about how the glazes work, and the different, like, glazes, there's, like, the under glaze, the top glaze, and this, mostly there's, like, if you wanted to be making it kind of shiny, without kind of adding the upper glaze, mostly, like, these kind of bluish color, then you would just add, what's it called, this glaze. Mostly there's different glazes. There's some that's you can actually eat out of it, or there's some that's not edible but mostly there to kind of be texture. There's colors that are not needed to be glazed or just color, but yeah. Well, this is where, well, he tells Noelle all that, and this is where, well, she's actually hearing the song that, well, Issei is hearing. Mostly because the earbud's kind of next to her and she managed to pick it up. The song is called One for the Money. Mostly Escape, well, it's called Escape the Fate, mostly their band, but yeah. So yeah, this is where, well, she hears, it's one for the money, two. Yeah, you get the point. But yeah. But of course she's hearing that, and this is where, well, Issei says, did you understand all that? He said kind of gently, just for her to understand. This is where, well, she nodded. Of course, this is where she kind of had her face a little bit tinted red. And of course, where Issei kind of just said, okay, well, I'll be kind of going back to hearing music, okay? This is where, well, she said, This is where she looked away, but yeah. The only reason why she knows about the song is because of her kind of older brother does listen to that song, but yeah. This is where, well, he said kind of puts back his earbud, but yeah. That's one for the money, two. So this is where, well, Issei kind of mumbles the lyrics, but this is where, well, he mumbles, what? It's mostly one. It's one for the money. Two. It's two. Well, cause two is for the show. Three. It's three to get ready. Are you ready, motherfuckers? Are you ready? Let's go. So yeah, he's kind of singing that, but yeah, doesn't work well. Mostly Noelle managed to hear, and of course she's just blushing more because she never expected Issei to be that type to kind of be hearing rock. But yeah. Or just metal in just general, but yeah. She now is going to have to ask her brother, or just steal his kind of phone to kind of hear all the kind of metal rock music, so she can kind of understand a little bit more of Issei, but yeah. This is where, well, Noelle kind of thinks in her head she can't let, well, Junko kind of get an upper hand on her. This is where, well, she kind of just blushes, but yeah, she looks away. This is where, well, Issei is kind of just, well, keep hearing music, but yeah. This is where Noelle, she doesn't know what to color the, what's it called? Well, dragon, mostly. But of course, where, well, she then kind of mixed up the dragon colors to, instead of being kind of, well, mostly, well, instead of being a white color, because she was thinking of adding it because of her silver color, mostly her silver white color. She then kind of think about it. This is where, well, she doesn't know what to do, but she then decides to go with the basic kind of red dragon, but kind of greenish color. And then she then thinks about changing the green color to a bluish color. This is where she doesn't know what to color it because, well, Issei didn't really give her any hint. Just mostly go wild in your imagination, but yeah. So she kind of gets confused. So of course she then decides to make the dragon be black, but of course kind of have some like red kind of highlights of it and then gold. But yeah, gold color. And this is where she hopes it kind of turns out perfect for the next mostly minutes. But of course, she mostly managed to kind of put like the mostly the underglaze first and then the overglaze. And of course, where the teacher says that all the kind of projects will be heat up the next mostly tomorrow, mostly if he gets to it. But yeah, and of course, where he then thanks mostly not thanks mostly he tells everyone that class is over and you can all leave. But yeah, the bell hasn't rang, but 5 minutes they get to leave. But yeah, whatever. This is where Noel is kind of very nervous around, what's it called, Issei? But Issei, he's right now kind of walking next to her. Of course, where he's still hearing music. The song kind of did change, but of course you can hear it, but yeah. The song that she managed to kind of hear and kind of know which one it is because her brother does play it a lot most of the time. It's called The World is Calling, mostly by what's it called? Mostly by Therefore Tomorrow, but yeah. This is where, she's kind of embarrassed. Maybe she's got it too wrong, but of course, this is where she kind of speaks towards Issei, and Issei noticed that her mouth was moving. So, of course, this is where he takes off one of his earbuds and says, "Huh? You say something?" This is where she said, um, is that song by any chance called The World's Calling, mostly made by There for Tomorrow?" This is where, Issei kind of chuckles. He kind of just smiles and grins at her and says, "Yeah, do you want to hear or what?" This is where, she kind of doesn't know what to do. But of course, she does take the earbud and put it in her ear. But yeah, of course, this is where Issei doesn't make it too loud for her. But of course, she's hearing the song while they're walking. This is where, they're going to the next class. But this is where, Issei has a different class from her. But yeah, this is where, she's blushing really red. But of course, this is where, she kind of likes the song a little bit. But yeah, this is where, Issei is just hearing the song. But yeah, this is where, the kind of song is over, of course, where, the song kind of goes to another song, but this song is, the next song kind of appears to be, something called Stronger Than My Storm, basically made by Civilians, Soldier, and of course, where, Noel kind of perks up before, what's it called, Issei was about to, like, pause the song. This is where, she stops him. This is where the song is called Stronger Than the Storm, isn't it? Well, Stronger Than My Storm, made by Civilian Soldier. This is where, Issei was kind of shocked to actually, before he could even pause the song because he was about to take his phone. And of course, where, out of his pocket, but this is where, he kind of said, "Yeah, that's the song, why? I really like this song." This is where, Noel kind of stops him, but yeah. This is where, Issei says, "Oh, well, I really need to get to class, so can I just have my earbud back?" This is where, she blushes and says, "Yeah, sorry." This is where, she kept liking, like the song, and she does kind of like the playlist that Issei kind of has, but yeah. This is where, Issei said, "Well, see ya. I'll see you whenever." This is where, Issei goes off for his next class, and this is where Noel's just blushing. And this is where, Junko kind of appears behind her and says, "Boo." This is where, Noel kind of blushes and jumps out and says, "What the hell, Junko?" This is where, Junko giggles and says, "What were you thinking? What were you talking to him about? Songs?" This is where, Junko kind of narrows her eyes and says, "What kind of songs does he like?" This is where she tries to get information from her kind of friend. And this is where, Noel says, "I'm not telling you." This is where, Noel, mostly not Noel, Junko kind of pouts and says, "Aw, you're so mean to your friend, you know that?" This is where, Noel says, "I'm not letting you get an upper hand on me." This is where she kind of blushes. This is where, Junko kind of like grins at her and says, "Fine, be like that, okay?" This is where Issei, he's getting towards this next class, and of course this next class for mostly third hour is literally freaking language arts for Japanese, and this is where he is so bored out of his mind, because he already knows pretty good Japanese, because he's literally a Japanese fucking student, so fuck off. But yeah, this is where, he's learning it right now, and of course, where, he is just bothered out of his mind. That's why he noticed someone else kind of being bored, and of course they have like their chair mostly being on two legs while one of the other chairs is up. But yeah, she's having both of her kind of feet on the table, and this is where she is just thinking right now, just thinking of something. until mostly the teacher kind of throw a chalk, like a piece of chalk at her. And of course, where, well, she kind of gets hit in the head, and of course, she loses balance. And this is where, before she was about to fall, Issei kind of grabbed her because, well, mostly he was behind her. But of course, where, well, he grabbed the chair and her head before she even smashed into the ground. But yeah, this is where, well, Issei says, "You okay?" This is where she looks up. And of course, this girl has longish golden blonde hair, as you mentioned, and of course, bluish eyes. This is where she blushes in an instant, seeing, well, Issei's chocolatey brown eyes, and of course, his chocolatey hair. Of course, this is where, well, she said, yeah. This is where, well, the teacher says, "Katsuri, how many times have I told you not to be laying back like that?" Yes, yes, yes. This is where the girl now known as Katsuri. This is where, well, she just looks at, well, Issei and blushes a little bit, but yeah. This is where, well, she kind of remembers, well, mostly her friends, well, mostly that one time, but yeah. Of course, it was stupid of her to kind of just follow her friends blindly, but then again, he was kind of adorable, kind of sleeping. But yeah, this is where, well, Katsuri says, you can let go of me. This is where, well, Issei said, until you, like, get on your chair and doesn't, like, fall down. Sure. This is where, well, he kind of pulls her up and kind of just puts her back on the chair. But yeah, this is where, well, Issei kind of goes back to, well, onto his desk. And this is where the teacher says, Hyodo, I want you to answer this question. This is where, well, Issei says, fuck. Fine, I'll answer your stupid question. He walks down there, and of course, where someone literally tried to trip him until Issei crushed his fucking leg. Literally, like, Issei could have, like, skipped over it, but Issei wanted to fucking snap that bitch. This is where the person, like, didn't want to cry out, but he wanted to cry out. This is where Katsuri noticed what Issei did, and of course she just giggles because, well, no one else has noticed this except for that guy and even Katsuri. This is where she smiles and says, wow, he's really strong. And yet so fast and precise in kicking, well, mostly hitting this guy and breaking his ankle. Yeah, this is where, well, she kind of goes to see him what he will do on the English board, almost in the board. And of course, where, well, he then writes mostly the language and how it's mostly supposed to be pronounced and other stuff. And of course, where, well, he does it fucking perfectly. And this is where, well, he then decides to just outsmart almost everyone. And he knows no one is going to ever figure this out. But then after a little line, a little bit, he starts writing in fucking Russian, which confused the fuck out of everyone. This is where everyone says, huh? This is where, well, Issei says, may anyone know what the heck that says? This is where, well, just everyone's clueless. And this is where, well, Issei says, prove my point then. This is where he just erases it and just, like, tosses the chalk back at the teacher. The teacher says, well, mostly the teacher kind of knows a little bit of Russian. So he basically knew that that was in Russian and doesn't know what that said. All he knows, it could have said something really fucking bad, which it did. But of course, where no one else would know ever about what it said. But pretty much, this is where, well, Issei kind of just walks up, kind of grinning to himself. But yeah, this is where, well, he gets towards mostly the back seat and just starts kind of hearing music. But yeah, this is where, well, Katsuri kind of turns around. And of course, where, well, she asks him what that said. Issei grins at her and says, oh, you are going to have to find that out later on, don't you think? This is where Katsuri pouts. But this is where, well, she did notice Issei's phone right now, like on, well, mostly near his kind of chest. Mostly it's on the table. And of course, the song is right now being played. But yeah, this is where, well, she noticed from just the picture alone in which song that is. But yeah. So pretty much this is what she saw. Pretty much this picture. And of course, the wording called Minute to Midnight Linkin Park. And of course, she thought of many songs, but she kind of saw what the title said, What I Done, but yeah. But of course, this is where she noticed the song, and of course, where, well, she kind of whispers it, and of course, this is where Issei kind of just gives her a thumbs up, and this is where he kind of looks back down, and just, replay the song, but yeah. This is where, well, she just can't believe that Issei managed to hear her, and of course, just gave her a thumbs up and saying, yeah, that's basically the song. But of course, where Issei's kind of mumbling and singing it. And of course, where, well, she then kind of looks back to the board because most of the teachers saying, Katsuri, Katsuri. Ugh, god damn it. This is where, well, The class kind of goes on, but yeah, this is where, well, Issei is going on mostly out of the class and getting towards his mostly, what's it called, fourth period, but yeah, this is where, well, his fourth period is kind of boring, pretty much, what's it called, what should I say, it would be, wait, it's, what's it called, it's, uh, shit, I'm gonna say it's music, okay, it's like, what's it called, music. And of course, where it's pretty boring because he just can't sing the songs that he fucking wants to. But this is where, well, he then did get a chance, which he didn't want to take it. But pretty much he's kind of embarrassed, but he doesn't care at the same time. But of course, where, they say, mostly the teachers say, Hyodo, you can now sing whatever song you want to, what's it called, sing. This is where, well, Issei grins because he knows already the song he wants to sing, and that is called One for the Money, but yeah. So, of course, this is a song that he picked was called Numb by Linkin Park, also. Mostly it's the same, it's a different song, but yeah, from what I done. But this is where, well, he starts singing by saying, I'm tired of being what you wanted to me to be. Blah. I can't sing, but yeah, you get the point. So, of course, he's just singing mostly the same kind of lyrics from the song. Of course, he doesn't need to look up the lyrics, but he just knows all the song. Can't you see that you're smothering me, holding too tightly, afraid to lose control? Yeah, he's just singing through the whole song of lyrics. And, of course, well, he just keeps going on. I become so numb to I become so numb, I can't feel you there, becoming so tired. But yeah, you get the point. He's just singing that song, and of course, where everyone is just so dumbfounded and shocked, and what's it called, Issei's like voice and lyrics, and of course, where, well, he has his eyes closed right now, kind of singing, which yes, he knows the song in the heartbeat, but yeah, don't worry about that. This is where, well, some people that were outside who were actually just passing by hear this, and of course were just stunned in his what's it called voice. This is where, well, Sona was just dumbfounded. Yes, Sona's out there, and even Rias. And of course, where, well, other people who were kind of in the other side because there's two doors, mostly the main doors that some people can come in, and the other door that not really many people use, but yeah, but they're just dumbfounded to see what's it called, Issei really singing beautifully. Mostly the song called Numb in Linkin Park, but yeah. This is where, well, Drake says, bravo! This is where he says in his fucking mind. This is where Libby say, that was amazing, dude. That's where Issei says, thank you. This is where he just says in his mind, thanks. This is where, well, Issei then opened his eyes just to look at everyone. Everyone's just dumbfounded. Issei says, ooh, I should have not picked that song, shouldn't I? This is where he then changes the song really fast. So this is where Issei kind of just sees all their eyes widen. Of course, there's some people like what's it called, Sanji in the other door, mostly with Sona just hearing this. And of course, this is where Issei said, this is where Issei puts on his hood, kind of tries to put on his earbuds, but realized he didn't connect them. So of course, he started playing the song that was kind of in his playlist. And the playlist song that he started putting was mostly called Riot, made by Hollywood Undead. So yeah, so of course, he kind of had it kind of halfway in the beginning, like 30 minutes in it, or kind of. And of course it says, fuck this shit, let's start a riot. So yeah, tear this shit, tear peace and quiet. But yeah, you get the point. This is where Issei says shit. He grabs his phone and it's pause it. This is where he looks at everyone, sweat dropping. This is where Issei says, well, I gotta be going. This is where Issei kind of opens the door, of course sees people. This is where he's just confused with people. This is where, well, everyone kind of just looked at him widenly until he managed to kind of push himself out of the way. Mostly kind of because people were still stunned. And of course, just run down the hallways, kind of just start running. But yeah. So, of course, he kind of regrets that, doing that. This is where, well, he's just going to have to wait until he kind of lays low. He's like, yeah, I think rumors aren't going to spread that much, right? Yeah, Issei is right now just been hiding on top of the school the whole day, just so he doesn't get literally bothered to sing again or whatever. This is where, well, Drake says, at least you're popular with the girls again. Yeah! He's clapping his hands. This is where, well, Libby says, don't you think that's a bad idea? Hey, who cares? He be singing the song. Sing the same song. Sing, what's it called? Numb by Linkin Park again. This is where Issei said, if I want to sing a song, I'd rather be singing, what's it called? Hollywood, what's it called? Undead Riot. fuck this shit, let's start a riot. Dun, 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 dun. Because that's the only song he's literally hearing. Because straight up, he's not literally going to sing a song for anyone else. That was the worst mistake that he could ever fucking make. And if he could, he'd rather kind of delete that shit from existence from anyone ever hearing him sing. But yeah, he was just quite annoyed singing random bullshit that he doesn't want to sing half the time from random people from the stupid music class. But yeah. But of course, well, he kind of just stayed up there, kind of hearing music. Yes, this time having his earbuds connected. But of course, playing video games literally on his phone. Mobile games. The game he's literally been playing up there was just a mobile game called Ninja to Die. But yeah, and this worked well. He's just been playing that game. This worked well. He's just like, fuck this shit, let's start a riot. Dun, 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 dun. But yeah, he's just hearing that song. But this worked well. Some people managed to kind of get to where Issei's at, just knowing exactly where he might be at. And of course, where Rias sneaked in and wondering where Issei will be at. Of course, she pouts, realizing that Issei isn't sleeping here. But this is where, before she even left, she noticed where Issei is kind of like sitting behind next to a door hearing music, because there was kind of the sound that she didn't know where it was coming from. But when she turned around mostly the corner to see Issei literally playing a video game and hearing music at the same time, this is where, well, the song that's now playing into his ears is not, was called Riot, but this time is, this is where Issei is kind of singing out loud this time, because, well, almost all the songs make him sing it out loud. But this is where he's playing video games. This is where he's singing, we never, so the song is called Blood / Water, made by Grandson, but yeah, that's literally what it's called. But of course, it where, well, we never get free, lamb to the slaughter, what you gonna do when there's blood in the water? The price of your greed is your son and your daughter. What you gonna do when there's blood in the water? Look into my eyes. Don't tell me everything's not fine. Oh, the people ain't happy, and the river has run dry. You thought you could go free, but the system is done for. If you were listening real closely, there's a knock in the front door. We'll never get free. Okay, I'm singing. I'm just literally singing off the song. But not the point. This is where, well, he is kind of singing that song. And this is where, well, Rias is kind of entranced with his literally just him singing out loud. And of course, where, well, she is kind of really liking his voice of singing. And she wished it was his. Well, mostly not his, mostly hers. Literally making Issei her pawn, but that's kind of the problem. She kind of got told by Sir Zax that maybe with his anti-magic, literally can define the whole pawn system and mostly the whole system of the evil pieces, making it probably be able to destroy the evil pieces before it inject into his body or be put in his body. But yeah. So of course she just hates the fact that, well, Issei is powerful, which she's happy he's powerful and managed to destroy Riser, but she hates the fact, well, the fact that she can't make him be in his, well, not in his, mostly in hers kind of barrage. But yeah, this is where, well, she's going to try to somehow trick him, but just at the same time, just hearing his voice is literally, he keeps singing. But yeah, this is where, well, the lyrics that he sings now is called Beg Me for Mercy, admit you were toxic, you poisoned me just for another dollar in your pocket, now I'm violence, I am the sickness, won't accept your silence, beg me for forgiveness. But yeah, that's the lyrics that he sings, and this is where he actually sings it now closer to her ears, and this is where, well, no, I'm just kidding, but pretty much is where Issei stopped singing after a while, after sensing her key, and this is where, well, she kind of wondered why he stopped singing until she noticed was a car Issei being right next to her. This is where Issei says, so how long are you going to sit there and kind of literally, I don't know what you're doing, but at the same time, I don't care what you're doing. Why are you spying on me, Rias Gremory? This is where, well, Rias squatch ups and says, this is where, well, she kind of said, I was looking for you because my older, your older brother wants me, blah blah blah, for some bullshit reason. I just already told him once and I told him again. I don't want to be involved with anything random and bullshit and supernatural. This is where, well, Rias says, well, sorry, but you're already involved with the supernatural. This is where, well, Issei sighs and says, fine, I'll be going then. Huh? Be going where? I'll be leaving the entire fucking country if that's what gets me to get away from the supernatural. This is where Rias says, wait. We can talk about this, Issei. You don't need to leave the entire country. This is where Rias says, but where will you go? Russia. I can literally speak fluent Russian. This is where, well, Rias sweat drops. This is where, well, if she can remember right, Russia is one of the coldest fucking places. This is where she's like, isn't that shit like below fucking negative? How will you survive? This is where, well, Issei turns around and says, that's for me to know and for you to never find out because I don't want you or any other devil to literally follow me. Actually, in Russia, I can literally hold a gun and I won't need to be restrained by anything. Mostly, they would just give me a free gun, a free bear as a pet, and I will be ready to be hunting any supernatural that will dare to try to, I don't know, well, capture me one day or something. And I can always use that holy gun to start blasting. But yeah, that's where Rias squats up and say, but, that's where, well, Issei says, no buts, go away. That's where, well, she's just saddened, but yeah. That's where, well, Issei is walking away. That's where, well, Issei gets downstairs, but this is where, well, he bumps into a group of girls that are mostly in his kind of like second year, yeah. But the problem is, even though they're in their second year, mostly they ask Issei to sing for them. This is where, well, Issei sweat drops and says, okay, fine, you want me to sing? Fine. This is where, well, he will sing like the song that is pretty, like, there are mostly a lot of cusses, but yeah, but not the point, he doesn't care that much. Even though Issei hears like rock and metal and other songs, the song that he starts kind of singing is called Die a King, made by I Am J Kill. But yeah, this is where it kind of goes to suck up the rag, spark up the march, light up the night. I'm never back, look back. I'm the hunter, you are the monster. I am the entity, I am the hunter. Fight with no honor, fight with no honor. Bring me the lake. Yeah, the lake. I won't choke on the water. I am the author, you are the paper. Rip you apart. Leave the blood on the razor. Motherfucker, I am the product. I am. Okay, he just like raps really too fast for me, but yeah. But of course, this is where he's singing that song, which kind of scares the girls, and of course, just makes them kind of go away. But of course, his voice is still very mostly cool. Mostly, he sings very well. It's just he doesn't like singing for those people that he doesn't like. But yeah. So of course, this is where, well, they try to request him to sing something else, mostly like something that's made from like a pop singer or whatever. And of course, Issei says, nope, I'm still singing this song. So of course, he walks away, keeps singing the song. So of course, well, he goes on with mostly, what's it called, the song kind of going on. I always been the same, I never change, drifting the waves, and I swept away, catch me with the flames, I mate. And if I rest today, I accept for my fate. So yeah, this is where, well, he keeps singing that on, and he then says, heartless entity, double entity, look at me, see what you did to me, look at you, this is the end of you, thought I was done, but bitch, this is, in there, okay, I suck at singing, but pretty much this is where, well, he goes on and saying, I don't want to live forever. I just want to die a king. I don't want to live for... Yeah, you get the point. But of course, this is where, well, he keeps singing that song and literally just walking away. Of course, this is where people hear him sing. But of course, the song he's hearing is not a very nice song most of the time. But he doesn't give a shit. He literally doesn't care that much no more. And this is where, well, he was embarrassed. But this song would definitely make him not embarrassed. But for anyone that hears it, to be embarrassed. Because my man, he doesn't give no fucks no more. I don't want to live forever. I just want to die a king. I don't want to live forever. I just want to die a king. But yeah, you get the point. This is where, motherfucker, this is whatever. You get the point. This is where, well, he goes on. And of course, he goes on for his like 6th hour and 7th hour. But yeah, This is where, well, 7th hour is a class where it's mostly robotics, so of course he can just chill for a second. And of course, the teacher says, damn, you know there's a video right now on you about like you singing, what's it called? The song, well, pretty good song you pick. This is where he does point out towards Issei. The song you picked, was it called Numb by, what's it called, Linkin Park? Pretty good song. Also, you picked, there was another recording of you kind of singing, what's it called? Die, mostly, well, if you heard that in the background, but pretty much he does say Die King by I am JKO, but yeah. Not gonna lie, also good song. This is where, well, Issei say thank you. I know, right? Good song. This is where, well, the teacher says, yeah, good song. This is where, well, someone was actually looking at him, mostly having black hair and, of course, a red rose on top of her head. Right now, she was working on some robots, but of course, well, she kind of just sees, well, Issei talking to the teacher pretty easily and casually, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei kind of says, for my 3rd song for this day of me singing is called Ready to Kill by Netflix. This is where he says, teacher says, okay, go ahead and sing. We're never gonna give up. We never sit still. It's time to stand up, take the red pill. This is where, to make this our world, we're going to die on this hill. Be ready to fight and be ready to kill. You cannot stop me. I'll make it the top spot. See, he then says, call it confidence, not cocky. You cannot break me. This is my world for the taking. Got an itch, man. I'm aching. Fuck. I keep my head down and I grind and be patient. I take a stab at the top and assist, and then they can all try, but you cannot contain it. Cause I'm seeing. Okay, you get the point, right? This is where everyone is still very entranced with him singing, but of course, some of the songs that he sings are just like kind of murderous a little bit, which he does have that aggressive murder to him. But yeah, this is where, well, he just says, bravo, that's a pretty good song. This is where, well, we'll see someone has heart in their eyes right now, a blackish hair girl with kind of rose on her head. Right now, she's trying to cover her face. This is where with her mask because she was kind of drooling. But of course, where, well, Issei says, you're welcome. Can I go home now? Fuck it, why not, kid? This is where Issei says, sweet! Just make sure not to get caught. Don't worry, I won't be caught. Issei just kind of open the door and walk away, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei is still singing and walking around the hallway until he kind of heard a cough. And this is where he turns around, sees a red hair, mostly an older man with red hair. And of course, he has someone next to him with grayish hair and a maid. This is where it's none other than Sir Zax and Gracie, and this is where Issei says, oh, fuck. Issei starts running. Fucking hell, son of a bitch. This is where, well, Issei doesn't really want to talk to them, and he doesn't give a damn. This is where Gracie says, do you want me to use... No, but I don't think he's going to be running out of the school any damn time. So, he's probably going to the bathroom or something. This is where the door kind of opens, and this is where they kind of wind their eyes thinking, did he open the door or something? This is where, well, Sanji is running. Hey, no, come back, you bastard! This is where, well, yes, Sanji is right now chasing after him. This is where, well, Sanji would use what's it called, his, well, mostly secret gear to grab Issei. But Issei is literally dodging him and trying to grab him. This is where Issei says, you won't grab me, motherfucker, this time! This is where, well, Issei could run up towards the forest and try to lose his ass. But then he instead said, fuck it. He kind of just runs up to like the stone wall, mostly the brick wall, jumps on it and scales that shit and then jumps over that shit. This is where, well, Sanji says, hey, no, you motherfucker, get back here. School isn't even over. This is where Issei says, it's over for me, motherfucker, bye. This is where Issei starts running, but yeah. This is where, well, he just dodges Sanji pretty easily. Sanji says, son of a bitch, how the hell does he keep losing me? Or keep dodging me and being able to outrun me? Mother. This is where, well, so the song now he's hearing is called Bloodshot, made by Sam Timizin, but yeah. And of course, where, well, he's kind of just running towards his house and literally not caring. This is where he's just skipping towards his house now to be ready to play video games, but yeah. This is where, well, it's a Friday, I should mention, but yeah. This is where, well, he says, wee, I'm going to play video games. He acting kind of childish. This is where, well, he is kind of getting towards his house, which he kind of gets to it. And of course, where he sees that his parents are not here. And of course, this is where it's the most perfect day, because if his parents went on vacation, he is going to literally start playing video games. So of course, where he kind of goes through his room, kind of starts literally grinding on playing video games. But yeah, this is where he's right now grinding with the God of War. He's saying, die, you motherfucking God. This is where he's right now playing as Kratos and trying to beat the shit out of God. But yeah, this is where, well, he didn't notice this, but magic circle appears behind him. Well, thanks to the fact that someone managed to, well, mostly kind of drop something into his pocket before he managed to kind of, well, got out of school. And of course, he did put his, like jacket on his bed, so of course that happened. But of course, well, that magic circle that fell down, and of course, he was kind of like wishing, he said, I'm gonna kill you, motherfucking God. Of course, he was saying that out loud, and of course, the magic circle that activated. So of course, well, two people appear in his room. Of course, Issei's not noticing this because he has headphones saying, die, you motherfucker! I'm not gonna die! No, I'm not losing this damn level! Fuck you! I'm going to beat the shit out of you! No! Damn it, I wish I had the blaze of fucking execution or chaos! I'm not giving up! I'm going to win! This is where he's keep playing the video game, and this is where, well, the two people are just sweat dropping, just seeing Issei act like literally a freaking teenager, like a child most of the time. It's where Issei say, no, 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 you mother! This is where Issei was about to throw his control until he like took it off his headphones. Realizing he was grinding for like 2 hours. His parents hasn't came back home, and say, shit, they haven't really came back home. Maybe I should walk around, or maybe I should call Aika to see if she's already out of school. This is where, well, he then turns around just to kind of go to sleep until he notices two people that were inside his house. Says, how the fuck? This is where Issei says, Demon Dweller. This is where, well, a Demon Dweller appears. Demon Destroyer. This is where he appeared, getting both of the anti-magic swords behind his, like, grimoire. And this is where, well, he says, Libby. This is where Libby says, I understand. This is where Devil Union. I don't know why you people are here. This is where, well, Issei's voice does become more distorted. And of course, he's right now in Devil Union. His hair is black, having horns. And of course, he's right now in the armor. This is where they sweat drop, realizing that they might have startled the boy. This is where, well, Sir Zack says, can you please calm down, kid? We really don't even want to fight. This is where another magic circle appears. And this time, it's Rias kind of asking Sir Zack where he will be at. And of course, where she realized Issei's right now in Double Union. And of course, her magic is being kind of erased. This is where, well, she's also kind of scared. This is where, well, Sir Jackson says, come on, calm down, kid. We really didn't even want to fight. How bad is it that we literally appear in your room? I don't know how you even got here, but I don't care. Get the fuck out my room. This is where Rias is looking around, and of course this is where she did kind of look around quick enough, and there's like not really that many like mostly for original canon Issei kind of like having a bunch of like magazine pictures or like plus 18 stuff. This Issei doesn't have any of that. Instead, he has like lots of like posters of different games and other stuff, and of course some of it's GTA 5 or GTA just in general. Of course, this is where some of them has a big smoke out here, and of course some of them has other characters and other like games and characters and other stuff. But of course, where well, Issei says, still, I do not care and why you people are here. Get the fuck out my house. This where well, Issei is right now having a distorted voice, but of course he wants these people to be gone out of his house. This is where they kind of say, well, mostly starts to says, can we please just talk about this? This is where, well, Issei doesn't know what to do, but of course, where Drake says, I think we should hear them out. Just for a little bit. Come on, kid. It's not bad. It's not all bad. Well, not bad. It's not all bad, kid. Besides, you get to see a good pair of opie. This is where, well, both Alibi and even Issei sweat drops and says, is this motherfucker seriously? Of course, even in his mindscape, he still talks kind of distorted, yeah, because he's a fusion of Alibi. And of course, well, Issei then kind of gets out of his form. Of course, well, he still forgets, he keeps forgetting that mostly his hair and his eyes do change. And of course, well, when he gets out of what's called Double Union, he is now, his hair kind of is like turning back into ashy kind of blonde. And of course, where his eyes are kind of transformed back into normal, with his actual original eye color, being one blue, one green. One crystallized blue and one kind of like emerald green. This is where, well, Issei said, fine, just go downstairs. Mostly going to the kitchen. And please don't fuck up anything. I don't want my parents to understand or kind of question and why some of the shit's broken. This is where, well, Rias saw how Issei closed his eyes so fast. This is where Surtak even noticed, but he even noticed that his eyes went into a crystallized, well, mostly bluish color, like a very, like, crystallized blue, and of course where the other one was it called, well, mostly like a sapphire blue, and the other one was like an emerald green. And of course where his hair is kind of being a different color. This is where, well, Issei grabs a beanie and puts it on his head, but of course where, well, he gets to the bathroom just to kind of change his eye lenses, because he knows that, well, his eyes did change. But of course where he puts on the brown eye lenses. But yeah, this is where he gets downstairs and says, so what do you really want? Issei stays far away from Surtak, gracefully, and even Rias, and of course are like sitting down. This is where Surtak says, well, pretty much I want you to protect my sister. This is where Rias says, huh? I can protect myself. She said very much, mostly very uncomfortable, the fact that Surtak is still kind of taking her like a little, mostly like a, well, still a little girl, but yeah. This is where, well, thinking of her still being a child, but yeah. This is where, well, and Issei says, and why the hell should I do something like that? This is where, well, Surtak says, because I will give you 2 favors if you protect my sister. This is where, well, Issei says, and why? This is where Drake says, hey, kid, think about this. This is a devil lord, and having 2 favors from him is like more valuable than a lot of stuff. So think about it. This would be good news. Fine. Fine, what exactly do you want from me to protect her from? Isn't she already powerful enough to really protect her own self? Rias says, thank you. Then again, she is kind of bratty and quite creepy half the time. Issei kind of says, and mostly comments that out. This is where, well, Sir Zax kind of tries not to chuckle the fact that, well, his sister was called creepy. This is where, well, Rias wanted to die. She already felt like she was already in the 9 road to hell. This is what, well, Sir Zack says, what I really want you to protect her from is mostly a lot of stuff, because she does get herself into a lot of trouble. I can see that she acts kind of spoiled. This is where, well, Rias says, why you like this? This is where, well, she kind of had a crush on, what's it called, Issei, and now hearing that her crush is literally calling her kind of spoiled little brat, kind of makes everything falls down in her kind of mind. This is where, Sir Zack says, that's the reason why I want you to protect her. But yeah, this is where, well, he says that, I don't want to even protect her. Literally, that'll get me out of me playing video games. How do I have to be anywhere near her? You have to be by her side. How many hours? Well, you don't have to be by her side 24/7. I would ask you to go into her garage. Yeah, no, fuck no. This is where Issei said, yeah, no, fuck no. After hearing I had to be in her garage, you and everyone else in the devil world can literally fuck off. I don't give a damn if I have to really slaughter millions and millions of devils just to get my fucking point across. I don't protect anyone. I don't give a shit about your favors. I don't care. Pretty much, my games comes for, well, he then says, my video games, my hearing music time, my time alone comes first than anyone else. I don't care. I don't care if God has to show up one day and I have to show up with, what's it called, Kratos' weapons, mostly the Blades of Chaos, to fuck up God. I will literally fight him just to play video games. I don't care. This is where, well, Issei said, out loud and proud, he doesn't give a damn. He's a gamer. Gamer comes first. Fucking protecting world comes second. He doesn't give a damn. This is where Rias starts acting even grace to be just sweat drops after hearing kind of I can't speak. Mostly the for his declaration. I can't fucking speak. But yeah, pretty much just why can't I fucking say that word? So pretty much the declaration, he just said that he doesn't want anything to do with any devils. He just games first. He doesn't care. This is where Drake falls down in sweat drops. Levy says, "Good job." This is where, well, Drake says, "No, not good job." Why is my host literally fucking? Why did I get a host that literally just wants to game? Damn it, you brat, you could have got a harem, you could have got favors, you could have done anything with those two favors, but instead you wanted to be a gamer. You little brat! He's literally smashing his arm into the ground. Levy is laughing out loud because this is funny. Because he's seeing the Red Dragon, the Red Dragon Heavenly Emperor kind of cry out like a little kid. Right now, seeing how Issei right now says that he's a gamer. Gamer comes first, fighting things come second, okay? This is where, well, Sir Zack says, "Can you not rethink this about this?" Issei says, "Nope, I already thought about it. I don't care. Now, get out of my house before I accidentally have to use, double union to fight you." This is where, well, they switch up, but of course, well, they were kicked out of Issei's house by kind of being teleported, but yeah, they teleported forcibly back to mostly the underworld, and Rias going back to her apartments, but yeah, of course, well, Issei also used his anti-magic, mostly his anti-magic in general, to make a dome around him, and of course destroying any magic necessitors that would try to get into his house again. So that meaning Rias Grammar or Sir Zax would not be able to get into his, well, house again. So yeah, well, just walking through the front door this time, like an actual fucking person. But yeah, Issei is just doesn't want to have that situation again. So of course, Issei kind of goes on hearing music and doesn't care. But we go into Issei kind of been playing video games the weekend, kind of with, what's it called, Aika and also Junko. Junko kind of got some of her friends like Noelle, or what's it called, even Maiden or Estef or someone else, to kind of be playing with them in, what's it called, GTA 6. But yeah, kind of in a multiplayer game right now, racing. And of course, where Noelle barely knows how to kind of drive the cars in GTA 6. SF knows a little bit. Maiden, she's pretty good. She's much better. And the only one else that's compared towards her skills is Issei, literally in driving. Of course, they literally are shooting each other. But yeah, in first place. Of course, this is where Aika is coming in second place. And of course, where Junko, she's trying to, but she kind of smashes her car with, what's it called, Noelle. But yeah, they're not really good in playing video games like this. But of course, where, well, SF is kind of like battling, what's it called, Aika for, like, what's it called, third place. But yeah, so that is happening. This is where, well, that is like happening. Of course, where, well, it's mostly the whole weekend. Well, mostly Saturday and Sunday. But yeah, or mostly on Sunday, they kind of decide to go out. Mostly not on a date, but mostly go out as friends to mostly the shopping mall. And yeah, even though Issei didn't really want to go, but Aika did kind of ask him and plead with him to kind of come along. But yeah, which Issei kind of didn't want to. But of course, there's a girl with blondish hair and bluish eyes, that being Katsuri. And of course, where she kind of smiles to see her friends and then kind of blush and see Issei a little bit. But yeah, Issei is wearing casual clothes. Mostly he's wearing what's it called, his white kind of shirt, white kind of grayish pants, and of course a red belt with red, mostly a red coat. But yeah, the girls kind of blush after seeing him kind of wear casual clothes like this. So of course, where, well, he just grins and smiles at them. This is where, well, they almost all faint, even if they didn't want to faint that much. But yeah, this is where, well, they kind of just go to the arcade and mall in general. But yeah, and also do go into clothing shop. And some of the girls want to just tease Issei, even though Issei was like about to go to the food store. Of course, where, well, Junko did grab his arm and then drag him into the clothing shop, which mostly some of the girls kind of show off some outfits, which made Issei kind of blush and kind of look away. But yeah, of course, where Junko kind of had to take it up a teasing tone, kind of also, well, mostly changing clothes, and no one noticed what she was doing. So of course, where, well, when Issei is kind of, he managed to look away. Of course, well, he didn't know what to do, or well, mostly expect from Junko or Noel. But of course, they kind of tell Issei to come inside. Of course, well, Noel kind of jumping also into the same clothing spot with what's it called, Junko. Of course, Junko didn't know what to do, but of course, they were both in mostly bikinis, or mostly in their kind of bra state and mostly panty state. But yeah, but of course, then Issei go inside because he's confused and why they didn't come outside because they instead told him to come inside. He should have got a red flag, but when he went inside, he was about to die in an instant. He was all red and literally could have died in an instant. His face was like 5 different shades of red. That it would have made what's it called Drake fucking feel ashamed of his like color of red, but yeah. This where Issei literally died at that point. He fell down, face plant. He fainted, but yeah. This is where Noel and even what's it called Junko kinda got worried. Of course, this is where Junko kinda had a small little giggle and smile just seeing Issei's face, but yeah. Noel was too embarrassed, but yeah. But of course, mostly the other girls are confused in what they did. But of course, this is where, they got a good chance, or mostly a good idea in what they did to Issei. But yeah, which they all grin at his kind of purity. But yeah, since Issei is kind of pure, he doesn't really act much of a pervert around them. But yeah, this is where, Issei did wake up after a while mostly Aika throwing like cold water into his face, which made him kind of wake the fuck up and thought he actually saw heaven for a second. Which, when he saw heaven, he said, "Fuck you, Kratos time!" This is where he pulls out 2 swords, thinking that he was about to fight God, until it was only a dream, and then he wakes up thanks to cold water. He goes, "What the ugh." This is where, Aika says, "Well, you finally woken up. What the hell were you dreaming about? Were you thinking about something plus 18? She tried to tease him. This is where Issei says, "No, I was literally about to beat the shit of God. Damn it." This is where Aika sweat drops and says, "Huh. God damn it. Do you think of something else that's not gaming most of the time?" Issei says, hearing music and watching anime, so yeah. This is where, Katsuri says, "Wait, you said anime?" This is where Issei says, "Yeah, I watch anime and read manga, so what?" This is where, mostly Aika and what's it called, Katsuri says, "Wait, dude, that's the same. Wait, what kind of animes?" Basically, they're kind of going on with animes, but yeah. This is where Issei kind of goes on with mostly his favorite type of animes, but yeah. That being, mostly, like Bleach, One Piece, Naruto. He then goes on with Code Geass, and also, like other animes, like, Sura of the End, or like the others, but yeah. He then goes on with Jujutsu Kaisen, and his favorite character still literally being Gojo Satoru, and how fucking broken he is. But yeah. So of course they kind of talk about that around, and of course where the other girls barely know anime, barely even know much about anime, but yeah, they just sweat drop, seeing like mostly 3 otakus literally talking. So yeah, this is where, Issei did dye his hair yesterday, but yeah, just so it can stay brown. But of course, there were something kind of incident did happen, which someone was kind of like bringing bleach, mostly holding bleach, and of course he was like, they were in the store, so of course he was bringing bleach to kind of wash out some, some stuff, because he did an incident with one of his friends and co-buddies. But of course he didn't see, water kind of like on the ground, thanks to Aika still splashing Issei with water, which when the person slipped, like bleach, he was holding, a bottle of bleach, he kind of tossed the bottle of bleach up, and of course everyone kind of notices, because almost everyone kind of has a supernatural reflex, but Issei, he was he was still talking to Aika and Katsuri. But of course, mostly the other 4 who weren't really talking about anime or manga or anything in general kind of noticed the bleach bottle, and of course tried to get it for Issei. Of course, Issei just noticed the bleach bottle after a while, because it's not key sensory, so of course he couldn't sense too fast, and of course he didn't really want to show his supernatural ability, so he just thought it was just some random paint. He wouldn't really care if it's paint in general. But when the thing, mostly liquid, splashes on his head, it was actually bleach, which it actually dyed his hair, mostly reversing his chocolate brown hair towards his mostly, what's it called? The hair kind of reverted back to ash blonde. And of course, it was also silverish gray, but yeah, don't worry about that. It was kind of gray at the same time. But of course, it reverted his hair being back to normal, back to its original color. But of course, his eyes were mostly what's it called, brownish color. But of course, the bleach didn't get in his eyes mostly. But of course, Issei was really fucking pissed. This is where, he was annoyed with the person. When he turns back around, he did kind of, what's it called, not did. Mostly, he kind of just turned around saying, "Hey, fucker, what the hell was that?" Is there the person say, "Oh, I'm sorry, that was bleach." That's where, Issei said, "Wait, you said?" This is where Issei kind of looked at his, what's it called, left hand. Or not left hand, his right hand, because he did kind of rub his right hand onto his face so to get rid of whatever bangs off his face. And notice the brownish hair color. He said, "Shit." This is where, the girls wind their eyes when seeing his ash blonde hair. This is where, Junko says, "Issei?" Issei looks at her right now with wide eyes and say, I'ma need to go to the bathroom real fast. This is where, before he even gets up, mostly what's it called, Aika grabs his hand and says, "Issei, what's your true color of hair?" This is where, Issei gulps and says, "Ash blonde." This is where, they wind their eyes because they always thought it was just brown. This is where, Aika says, "You're not hiding anything else." This is where she went into detective mode. This is where, Issei says, "No." "What about your eye color? Are they really brown?" Issei says, "Yes." This is where, she said, "Really? Are you sure? There's no eyelines on your eye, are there?" No. No, why would there ever be something like that?" This is where, Aika said, "What if I tell you I already know about what color you have underneath there?" This is where he says it, "Huh?" This is where, Aika says, "Yeah, it could be my imagination, but I thought I saw a bluish eye last time I saw it." This is where Issei gulps. But this is where, Drake said, "If you don't do anything, kid, in the next 30 minutes and get rid of those goddamn eyelines, I will use the anti-magic powers somehow from Levy to get rid of your eye color, those fucking eyelances, and showing your true eyes." So where, Issei growls at Drake and said, "Fine." This is where Issei takes off 2 eyelances from his eyes, showing one sapphire blue eye color. Mostly it's kind of, it's not sapphire, it's mostly like this color. So yeah, it's sapphire blue. His left eye is sapphire blue, while his right eye is like emerald green color. This is where, they wind their eyes and of course kind of gasp a little bit. And of course, this is where Issei kind of sat in a little bit. This is where, I could kind of grab his face. Of course, right now using some tissue to wipe off some of the bleach. But this is where, she says, "So you basically lied about your hair color and your eye color?" This is where, I could kind of glares at him. But this is where she sighs and says, "I can see the reason why you did something like this. So you won't get too popular with the girls and get bothered and then not have time for your games. Isn't that right, Issei?" She kind of giggles a little bit. This is where Issei kind of chuckles and says, "I guess you're right. Damn. I didn't expect to be that easy to be seen through." This is where, Aika smiles and says, she kind of just giggles at him. And this is where, she then says, "You can keep your hair dye and of course your eye color the same as before, mostly your brownish color. But when it comes to us, you better show us your actually true face, or mostly your true colors. And I mean literally true colors. When we're hanging out, you better be like this. You look like this, okay? No of that whole brownish color hair, okay? When you're in school or somewhere else, you have to have that brownish hair color." This is where, Issei kind of chuckles and says, "Sure." This is where, I guess just grin to him, but yeah. This is where, they go on with the whole day. Of course, the girls just kind of have more, what's it called? They kind of have more kind of heart interest with, what's it called, Issei. After showing, mostly Issei having this new, not the new discovery. Mostly they kind of discover something new for Issei, but yeah, or from Issei, but yeah. This is where, Mostly his chocolate brown hair and chocolate brown eyes were mostly a disguise to show, or mostly hide his actually true beauty. But yeah. But of course, well, some of the girls think that he's actually handsome more like this. But yeah. But not the point. The next day kind of happened at school. Of course, he dyed his hair, and of course, where he had his brownish eyes. So yeah. Even though 6 people know about his now new discovery, but yeah. He's hoping to keep his hair like this back again. But yeah. Of course, his like parents didn't manage to get home the next day, mostly Monday. But yeah, that's where well, he says sweat off. But yeah, that's where well, Issei is going to school. But this is where I'm gonna leave it off for what's it called, part 3 of this what if. But other than that, bye, see you, and I gotta go now. Yeah, bye, see ya.